How you guys doing? How my humanitarian friends doing? Hey, check this out. Hey, listen, we're going to talk about giving, but we're giving to, we're just going to make it simple. When we have special needs kids, Down syndrome kids, it's a level of giving that we need to do. So if you have it in your community or a center in your community, go visit, start a program, do something cool, because what I'm getting ready to tell you is a level of love and giving that's unbelievable. The first story I'm going to tell you is I ride around in my car with a trunk full of gifts. And when I see people, kids, and I just give because I can do that. I mean, I'm blessed to do that. And the story I'm going to tell you is so unbelievable, it's crazy. So I'm pulling up in a gas station one day, and I'm getting gas. So a young lady and her mom and her three sisters pulled up beside me, and they're getting gas too on the other side of the pump. But I noticed the Down syndrome girl. So I said, well, let me grab some gifts and bless this sister with a bunch of gifts. So I grabbed a bunch of cool gifts out of the trunk. When I'm pumping my gas, I let it run, and I ran over and I asked her mother, hey, can I give your daughter some gifts? She said, yeah, sure. I said, okay. And I said, can I introduce myself? My name is Bobby. And then I told her daughter my name is Bobby, and I going back to check my gas. So I gave them to him real quick and said, God bless you, and I went on my way. Not on my way, but back to the gas pump. But while I'm turning, next thing I know, her and 4 daughters get out the car. One of them have Down syndrome, and one of them is like, normal, which I guess all of them are normal after what I tell you what the Down syndrome girl told us. So she said, oh, my daughter wanted to tell you thank you, and she wanted to say a couple things to you. So I said, okay, how you doing? She said, you know what? She said, thank you very much. And she said, giving is so powerful. She said, it's just power. She said, just giving is just power. And I looked and I said, thank you. And I gave her a hug, and I had tears, not big little tears. I'm like, because it touched me so much, and I didn't expect that coming out of her mouth. And I looked over at her mother and her sisters, and all of them had tears rolling down their face. And I'm saying, like, okay. And I said, okay. I said, I'm grateful. And then I said, here, let me share something with you. She said, listen, we had a lot of crazy stuff going on in our family. And she said it was just crazy turmoil. And she said when this baby was born, I guess the girl was about 19. She said when this girl was born, she said we didn't understand it. We thought it was a bigger problem, but we didn't know that this girl was going to heal the family. I said, well, what happened? She said, well, as she got older, and she said like 5 or 6, she seen us in a array, and she could say 2 or 3 words and heal the whole family. She's seen our problems. She would tell us how to heal it. And we didn't understand her at first when we were little, because the lady told me that they didn't understand Down syndrome. But after the girl healed the family, she said 1 or 2 words, she could heal a whole house. And just like she came to me and told me what giving was, that she could break down any area of the family and explain why it should happen another way, and why it didn't have to go that way, and it shouldn't go that way again. So don't never assume that when you see these kids, it's a power of love. That's why I'm asking you to go volunteer and see this level of love. It's crazy, but I got a couple more stories for you. You won't believe this. And when she told me that, I told the mother to keep in touch with me. We exchanged numbers, but I'll never forget that, and I had to share that with y'all. That's why I say it's a level of love and gratefulness that you have to see in these young people in this. That's why I asked you if you could go in your community and volunteer with these handicapped people, these Down syndrome kids, these kids at Children's Hospital. Just do all you can do, because you are a humanitarian. And I love you, brothers and sisters, for it. But check this out. Here's another story I'm going to tell you that's really kind of deep, and you wouldn't believe it. I was going out to eat, and another family was going out to eat, and I think it was an Iranian couple or something like that, and they had a kid with them. They American citizens. They've been here forever, but when you speak, you could tell them they was in another broken language. So they had a kid about 25 years old. So I said, well, and I went back to the car. I said, let me get this kid some gifts before they walk into the restaurant too. So I grabbed a bunch of gifts, but I had shirts and hats. So I walked into, before they walked in the restaurant, I grabbed a bunch of gifts and I shut the trunk. I ran over to them and said, hey, before they walked in the restaurant, I said, can I give your son some gifts? They said, oh, yeah. So by me moving fast, I only bought a couple of shirts, right? And so I gave him the shirts, and he understood that I gave him the shirts by the way he was blind. He understood what giving was. So he took the shirts, and he couldn't talk, but he hugged me so tight. And when he let me go, he had my hand, and then he touched his head like that with my hand. Then he took my hand and touched my own head. Then he took his hand and touched my head and touched my chest. And I'm like, what's going on here? But his father was telling me, he's telling you thank you, and do you have any hats? So don't never, so when I had hats in the car, I ran back to the car and I gave him 2 hats and I gave it to him. So don't ever assume that you're not communicating in love. It's a level of love and giving and understanding that's so cool. I just want everybody to share in that level of love from these type of special people. And when you call them special people, they are special because it's a level of love and learning and giving. And the people that has these children and family members that have them in the household, they understand that love. They see it all the time. They see a level of love and the communication that the outsider may not never get a chance to see, because you actually think something's wrong with these kids. No. These kids have a level of love and giving and appreciation and gratitude that you would not believe. So I'm just asking you to go experience another level of love and gratitude. I got one more to share with you. I shop at a store. I'm not gonna, I shop at Walmart. And in my neighborhood, there was a kid that a friend of mine played music. He's a rapper. And one day he was supposed to do a show with me, and he actually said, hey man, I need to stop by this guy's house and drop off a birthday gift for his son. Now, I got gifts in the car always. This is a newborn baby. So I got baby shirts. So I told my boy, I said, hey man, give him a few baby shirts. So he said, well, nah, if you know my boy, come to the party and just give him a few shirts. So this is a newborn baby. So what happened? I gave the baby shirts. I didn't think nothing about it. So we went on. So about 3 years later, or 4 years later, I seen this kid again and his father. And his father, I said, oh, okay. I said, man, dude got big. So I didn't know that he would grow up to be a special needs kid. So check this out. So at 3 years old, I gave him a bunch of hats and shirts. So I didn't see the kid no more till he got about 5 or 6. But I seen him at Walmart again. When I seen him at Walmart again, this kid then got big, and you could tell, but he was just smiling and happy. I said, dude. He said, and he pointed at me, and as soon as the little boy seen me, he just broke out in a smile and just started doing all kind of stuff. And I'm saying, and I asked his father, I said, he know I'm? He said, he know who you are? And the boy ran up and hugged me, and he was looking like that I had gifts, and I gave him a gang of stuff. Now check this out. Me and the father became cool, and me and his son is cool. So later on, and I'm going to just tell you, the last time I seen him, he was like 11 or 12, and I gave him a gang of stuff. But do you think he know who I am? accidentally. I'm pulling at the stoplight. They at the stoplight. And I hear somebody hitting the horn. I said, whoa, who these fools? And you know, we in Cali. So I'm like, maybe I'm going too slow. Look over to the right. And that's him and the son doing like this. I hit the corner. I pulled in front of some cars and pulled up. You ain't going to believe this, though. I pulled up right in Walmart where I always give him the stuff and broke him off again real big. He's 12 years old. So what I want to say, and this is special needs kids, what I want to say is whatever you do, the level of love and communication and how, and these kids are my friends. Hey, I'm telling you, I got friends that love me and I love them. So y'all need to go do some cool stuff. And my fellow humanitarian leaders, you young people out there, and you seniors and all of us, we get ready to change the world. We get ready to change it, man. We get ready to change it, you know. This broadcast system, the internet, and these tools is, when it's used properly, we could change the world. So I just want to share something with you. Gratitude is everything. I'm grateful. And if you can, make out time to go hang out with our special need friends and volunteer and do something cool. And it's very rewarding. And remember, I got the new book. It's hot, man. Get the book. The Universal Gift is Giving. We all connected. You already know. Click the link below. Hey, man. Y'all be cool, man. I holler. I'm out. Click the link below. Let's do some volunteering. If y'all need my help, holler at me, man. I got a little brains. Holler at me. Holler.